Welcome back to SDH.TheAuthor with yours truly, Shirley. I want to dive deep into the path of light and the path of darkness. There's a contrast there, of course. The path of light would be the narrow path. The path of darkness would be the wide path. So let's differentiate the two, compare and contrast, if you will, straight up. Those that are easily influenced, those that are followers. And a lot of times, there are followers following followers that are wearing a mask as a leader. And when they wear a mask as a leader, it is the blind leading the blind, if you will. So although they may portray a person of light, their actions speak louder than their words would. Carefully observe individuals before binding and attaching yourself to an individual that may lead you down the wrong path. Let's compare and contrast the narrow path versus the wide path, the light path versus the dark path. A path of light represents a spiritual or moral journey towards enlightenment, righteousness, and positivity. The path of light and the path of dark are two paths that are available to all, leading to different outcomes of spiritual enlightenment and growth. The path of light also leads to liberation and rebirth, connected with the sun, symbolizing purity, wisdom, and righteousness. The path of light also focuses on revelation and love. The primary distinction is that light reveals and uplifts. In contrast, the path of dark leads to deeper immersions of the material world, compulsions, pleasures, and pain, resulting in further karma and rebirth. Understanding these paths is so crucial for making a choice that leads to liberation and freedom. That's why I always say, check your circle. Check your circle frequently and do a process of elimination. Kick those to the curb that are not doing anything healthy. If they're not bringing you peace and love and joy and harmony, you want to kick those to the curb. Don't be so quick to label a person as a friend that you don't know anything about. Don't be so quick to follow a person blindly that you know nothing about. If you don't know their first, middle, and last name, if you don't know their birthday, if you don't know their mom and dad's name, if you don't know their family members' names, if you don't know where they reside, if you don't know where their parents reside, those are the basic things that you should at least know before you label a person in any way, shape, or form. I always say, enjoy the journey of getting to know someone new. Not everyone is in your life for a lifetime. There are some people that are there for just a moment and time. It could be a lesson that you were there to teach them or to show them. and then be on your way. It could just be for that 5 minutes, but you ended up binding yourself to this person for a lifetime. Some connections are just for a moment in time, and that's it. Not everything is meant to be bounded together. Don't be so easily influenced by one's words. Some people are very calculated and they have bad intentions. You have to be able to differentiate that. So you have to have an ear to hear. I once had to tell someone because they talked so much and they didn't listen very much. Sometimes you need to know when to shut the HE double hockey sticks up and listen and observe one's actions and the words that are coming out of their mouth. Don't be so quick to follow someone you know nothing about, because that person could lead you directly to HE double hockey sticks because they don't want to go there alone. Demonstrating selfishness and negativity. Sometimes you find out within the first 5 minutes of a conversation if you want to give this person your precious, precious time. Because as you know, time is the most valuable commodity there is. It's priceless. Once you give it, you can never get it back. I want to share carefully selected scriptures that will bring insight and encouragement on the theme of light and darkness. John chapter 8, verses 12 says, "When Jesus spoke again to the people, he said, 'I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life.'" 1 John chapter 1, verses 5, Psalms chapter 119, verses 105, Isaiah chapter 9, verses 2, Ephesians chapter 5, verses 8, Matthew chapter 5, verses 14, 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verses 6, Genesis chapter 1, verses 3, Proverbs chapter 4, verses 18, 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verses 5. To study and differentiate based on the Word of God, the dark and the light.